said I was making 3 pizzas, and that's what we're doing. This is part 2 of the pizza cookout. And Debbie, my taste tester, is doing most of the cooking actually. All right, so this one is going to be almond flour crust. So we're going to get started on that. Ready?
I am.
She's ready. Okay, so I'm doing the hard part here. I'm going to read off the ingredients, and she's going to put them in and stir them and do that kind of thing. Okay, so basically, Deb, we're going to mix all the dry ingredients first. So it calls for, let's get the ingredients here for you, 1 1/4 cups of almond flour. So that goes in a bowl. And then 1/4 cup of protein powder, and that's going to go in there. And 4 tablespoons of psyllium husk. We've already got it pre-measured so it goes fast. The next thing is a dash of salt. Do you have salt over there?
I do.
Okay. That's the salt, a pinch. And then, well, half a teaspoon, pinch, whatever. Then 2 tablespoons Parmesan cheese. We've got that already pre-measured for you. Quiet. That's, if my dog barked over that, that's 2 tablespoons Parmesan cheese. And then Italian seasoning and baking powder.
How much Italian seasoning?
1 tablespoon. You got a tablespoon? Put in the baking powder?
No.
Okay. We're going to do 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons, of baking powder. All right, so these are all the dry ingredients. Let's mix that up together. And after those are mixed, now we can add the wet ingredients in there, which is basically a cup of boiling water, which I have already boiled. It's sitting in that yellow doohickey. And then 2 eggs. I just watch over her shoulder. Good job, Debbie. Good stirring. Let's watch her stir, shall we?
It's the consistency of dough.
Yeah, we want it to be dough. Camera drop. Oh, now she's adding the eggs. Okay, so now I thought all the wet ingredients were in there. You can add all the wet ingredients at once and then stir it up. She stirred up the water first and then added the eggs, but you don't need to do that. Oh, heavens to Betsy. She's just got to get attention. All right, so I put all my Christmas decorations away today, by the way. I have another pizza sheet, pan, and I'm going to spray that. Did I get out my spray? I'm going to spray this, and then she's going to put the dough out on top of this. All right, so now it's time for her to put this on that. Want to watch her do that? I do. This is the dough spread out on the cookie sheet. I'm going to let Debbie do the honors of putting it in the preheated oven. It's preheated at 375. Actually, it's very hot from the other pizza crust that we just did. And this one is actually going to bake for 25 minutes. Okay, so I got to set the timer on that. We'll be back. So I just got this out of the oven after 25 minutes. So basically, I'm going to spread some melted butter on top and then bake it for another 5 minutes and flip it and do the same. I know there's a lot of extra steps on this almond flour pizza, but I wanted to follow the instructions, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so now Debbie's going to take the melted butter and just brush it on top. So now this is going in the broiler for 5 minutes. All right, so we've got it out of the oven, and now she's going to very cleverly flip this. She's actually using another pizza pan to do it. You could use a parchment paper or whatever you can do to flip this, but let's see her do her flip. We want it on the other side. There we go. Look at that. All right, so now that's flipped. It's going to go back in the broiler for 1 to 2 more minutes. You want to keep your eye on it because we don't want it to burn, okay? So that's what we're doing now. Now we have the almond flour pizza crust out of the oven. It's nice and brown on the top, and we're going to set that aside and get that prepared with the toppings and all that good stuff. For the almond flour crust, we're going to do the barbecue chicken pizza. So we have the barbecue sauce all made. Debbie, you want to do the honors of spreading that on here? And then we're just going to put the chicken on top of that, and then mozzarella, and then we'll get that into the oven. And now this one is going in at 350 for 10 minutes. All right. Is this cool enough, Debbie?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, this part's cool. I'm going to make us some slices here. And my taste tester and cook is going to eat her own cooking. How's that, Debbie?
I am ready.
Usually eat mine cooking. Can you see my dog up on Debbie's lap? She's
Yeah.
getting up on Debbie.
She wants a piece of pizza.
She wants a piece. Okay, so this crust is thicker than the cauliflower pizza crust. It's a lot thicker.
It's a much different consistency.
Totally different. Oh, I've got a piece for you, Debbie. Give me your plate.
Thanks.
And a piece for me. All right. So I'm going to use my fork because it's still pretty hot to hold.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's see how this one tastes for us.
Totally different. It's heavier than the cauliflower.
Well, you know what's overpowering it is the barbecue sauce. I might suggest that we use a thinner layer of the barbecue sauce or not make it so strong. I think I made my barbecue sauce a little strong this time. But it's tasty. It's overpowering. I'm tasting the flavors of the chicken and the barbecue sauce more than I am anything else.
This crust tastes more like a traditional crust. It's heavier. Does it taste that way?
Yeah,
to
it
you?
does. Like probably what you would expect at a good Italian pizza joint. This is delicious, actually. I do like it. The reason I wanted to try the chicken barbecue is I had that at a pizza place. It was so good. But you know what? You topped it with more mozzarella than they did, and I'm liking that part of it. All right. Well, we're going to eat this, and then stay tuned for part 3. If you haven't seen part 1, that was the cauliflower pizza crust, which was really good.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait.
Flavors were superb.
Yeah.
And then the whey protein pizza crust, okay? That's coming up in part 3. Bon appetit.